Good morning. I was sitting here and I was thinking just about myself and the transition that's kind of happened in my life. And what I'm really talking about is like my dreams and my hopes and what I want for the rest of my life. And it made me think about, a part of my life when I was homeless. And then, you know, being homeless, it's really difficult to dream because so much of your time is just about survival, about making through that day so that you have something, to eat, a place to stay, your safety, your personal safety. And it wasn't the only time in my life that it was difficult to dream. At that point, I didn't know how to take that negative energy and believe that something good could happen in my life. And once you read the first book, Half Black, Half White, then you'll know about all the things that had happened to me in my life, through sexual abuse and physical abuse as a child and my own self imposed abuse, by using drugs and that whole lifestyle. And I ended up, going to treatment and learning more in life, which we will definitely cover all of that in these podcasts. But I want to stay focused on on the subject today, and that's hopes and dreams. Because without them, it's difficult to be as productive as you can. Whether you're a CEO, a salaried employee, an hourly employee, going through difficult times in your life, um, a cancer patient, because I'm also a three-time cancer survivor. And the last time I was diagnosed, they gave me 6 months to live. And it was difficult. And it reminded me of the time when I was homeless and I lost that ability to dream. The good part about that time in my life when I was diagnosed, I had a system in place how to fight back, um, that inability to dream. I had been through so much already in my life, and the spirits, God, whatever you want to call that thing in your life that that you go to, to endure difficult times, because a lot of times when you don't have that ability to dream, you suffer from something called a spiritual malady. Um, and in my case, I was just an agnostic when I was homeless. I didn't really believe in God because so much abuse had happened to me while I was young, and I was innocent. But still, these things were happening to me, so I couldn't connect um, during that younger part of my life about this spiritual presence in my life. So one of the key components of being able to dream and to hope and have something to get up every morning to do, um, it's just essential in being happy. And that is the biggest thing that I want to give away in these podcasts, are these little things, that make us happy every day. Um, because when I was diagnosed with cancer, when they told me, initially what the diagnosis was. And of course, I'm a little nerdy, okay, a lot nerdy, and I did the research. And all the data was correct. I mean, I was diagnosed with cholangiocarcinoma, which was bile duct cancer. I was raising my three boys by myself at that time. And I had to summon some type of hope so that I could get up every morning and keep pushing forward. And I had already discovered that a lot of times I get caught up in the results. And I had to get back in my mind saying, no, Gene, you just worry about your day to day efforts and we'll leave the results up to God. And even in business, I mean, I've had some successful businesses. I have one now, but I have an equal amount of failures. And, just because something didn't happen to me the way I wanted it to happen at the time that I wanted it to happen, didn't mean that it still wasn't in the cards for me. And that's just like working a job every day. There are going to be um, some difficult days, and there's going to be some days where things just don't go the way you want it to go. Um, Recently I was in San Antonio and I met this gentleman, and I was just observing him and how he was talking, to some of his employees, and he was making them feel like, that they were such an integral part of the business, and the employees were the ones that were driving the business, and he didn't take it like he was the king. He was um, the reason why everything was going so well in that business. And I really admired that man. And I just thought, yeah, yeah, that's the way it's supposed to be done. He's inspiring them um, with part of his dream and letting them know that that his dream is being fueled hopefully by their dreams, and to keep inspiring them so that way they can dream. And the dreams and hopes is something that we have to have today, so we have that energy to get up and be happy, be excited about that day. um, Whether that's finding love after 50, whether that's writing a book, sharing your thoughts, um, knitting, crocheting, whatever it is that you do, because your dream could be simply, let me get up in that morning and learn a new stitch, or let me learn more about my craft, or let me work a little bit harder so I can get uh, a certain project done at a certain time. Whatever that is that drives you, that makes you happy, and it has to be a personal thing to you, and you should be able to develop those dreams, and don't ever let anybody in any way minimize what your dream is. You could have a simple dream for that day. If you lack the inability to dream long term, then shorten your dreams up just for a day. I learned that lesson a long time ago. I'm not real good at like having not a dream, but having an idea that's 2 or 3 months down the road, or 6 months down the road, or 8 months down the road. Yes, we all have to be planners, um, but I do real well with being happy if I focus on just today. I can manage today. Um, I do really well, going day to day. But of course, having a vision or my eye on something down the road, and I know it's just a plan. And I don't know about the rest of you, but usually what I have planned and what God hasn't planned for me usually are two different things. But that's okay though. I already know that, hey, this is going to change. It probably will change, but at least it gives me a starting point. It gives me some type of hope for that day, for my ultimate dream, and that's what gets me going. That's what keeps me happy. So today, man, dream. Um, find that dream. If you can't, find that dream, um, then you just have to do a little bit more work. And remember, even with your dreams, um, there was going to be some setbacks, and I don't like using that word. because I believe that life is pretty much perfect, uh, and what we think are setbacks are really just uh, little things that we have to learn. And just like my my line that I love the most is give yourself some time. Time, things I must earn. Um, be patient, be persistent, and keep dreaming. Keep living a life full of hope. Thank you so much, and we will continue with these podcasts. All right, y'all have a good day. Dream big.